Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa and your host, Greg Phelps.
Hello and welcome to the Dementia Care Partners podcast. I'm your host, Greg Phelps, along with Teepa Snow. And Teepa, ho, 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 we're all getting ready for the holidays. Is there anything that we should be preparing for if we're including a person living with dementia in our family celebrations? And I hope they're included.
Yeah, we hope so, but it has to be we got to reassess because it's an annual celebration. So it's been about a year. And for some people, it's truly been maybe even 3 years since we've gotten together because of, the pandemic and all. So there could be some significant changes in interests, abilities, tolerances, sensory process. I mean, there's so many possibilities. So careful sort of pre-assessment on the part of folks who are in regular contact, and then sort of some curiosity on the part of folks who haven't been in contact, or maybe they've only been virtually in contact or by phone in contact. Because one thing we experienced even at the conference is being together in person, like whole people together, is a little different than you think after a bit,
You just threw a couple of words out there. There was tolerance and curiosity. Can I examine those with you just a little bit? What do you mean by tolerance?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Tolerance.
Yeah. So it turns out human beings are made in such a way is there's a lot of environment happening all the time: auditory, visual, tactile, temperature, textures. I mean, there's all kinds of things coming at us. Some moving, some stationary, some human, some animals or plants or objects. And so we have to figure out how to tolerate or get used to or sort of figure out certain things around us so that we can pay attention to other things. And it means there's always some things that tend to be sort of irritating or annoying or not as comfortable. And you got to figure out what can you tolerate so you can find that which you enjoy in an environment. And that changes with dementia significantly.
Now, curiosity. I'm curious about curiosity.
So there's two ways to go about this. It's like judgmental, which is, well, you've always enjoyed this, Greg. I mean, this is what we always do on Thanksgiving. I don't understand, or Christmas, or Hanukkah, or whatever it is. Greg, you love the concert, and it's like what you're expecting me to do and what I'm able to do is changing. So being curious about my changes, about the environment, about how could we modify or set expectations so we can both be satisfied with what happens over the holidays? Because there's nothing worse than being dissatisfied over the holidays. I mean, it also means, one other curiosity tolerance is sort of, I've got to possibly be more tolerant of what's unfamiliar to me, or more tolerant of changes that mean I can't have as much or what I'm used to having in our interaction. And so I've got to be more curious and less intolerant about what's not possible and what is possible, I think.
So if this person was the life of the party once upon a time and they're no longer, or is it relatives' reactions to seeing Granny who they haven't really dealt with face to face for 3 years? So these are things that we need to be aware of?
Well, not only aware of, I would say we need to really not only be aware, but start to get really thoughtful about, okay, so Mary hasn't seen Granny in like 2 years and she has changed. I wonder, maybe I could send her a video of us interacting so that she gets a sense of what's happening. And I say, I want to give you a heads up of, how things are going these days. So when you come in, if you could, it would be super if you could say, hey, Granny, it's Mary, rather than, oh, Granny, remember me? You know me, I'm your favorite niece, right? And it's like, it's a different way of being, and it's not quiz time, it's share time, and making sure people have plenty of time to process and look and listen before they're asked to do. So, we can do some things that make this smoother and provide options. But it means it loads our plate a little bit more on the front end. Like what is still favorite music? What are still favorite places? What can be some favorite activities? How long should these activities last? How many people? And what kind of sensory things should we keep in mind?
Shorter times, I think that's one of the things that we've sort of recognized that is essential to analyze. What can granny, grandpa, relative handle?
Mom, dad, sister, brother. Yeah. And so, I came up with 8 S's to see if we could sort of, encapsulate. And 8 means, wow, that's maximum for what most people can hang on to. So it's sort of shorter, smaller, simpler, at the right, and this is a fake C, it's a fake S, it's a circadian, making sure the time stamp matches my best time or the time I like to do things, being space sensitive and matched to the person, and social match to the person, and sensory match to the person, so that the ultimate S, satisfaction, is what everybody feels at the end of it all. That we're all a little satisfied, maybe not filled to the brim or over full, but maybe enough so that we can celebrate.
Teepa, we sort of joke about this sometimes on our podcast. You seem to have a video for almost everything. Is there a video for this, or is this one where it might be better to personalize it and speak to a consultant and get something directly related to your person?
I mean, if you're just looking for some basics, we have done some Teepa for 10s, and they're available on Facebook, and I think on we have them in a variety of places, but we also have a simple handout. We have some tips. We have a webinar that I did, and so that's available recorded. But we also have our consults, which are free for half an hour to sort of maybe problem solve through what are some key things you want to think about, know, do, don't do. So you can set things up for success, because it's a short window of time here coming up, and maybe it's worth it to spend a half hour to plan for this celebration together.
Teepa, thank you very much.
Thanks, Greg.
You've been listening to the Dementia Care Partners podcast. For more information, check out teepasnow.com.
Hi, I'm Teepa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching, and if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.teepasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.